What is up, guys? It is BrickLover18 here today. I have not worn this shirt in a while, but we are back with another episode of Ask Brick. Last time on the show was a few months ago now, and I just have not been good at answering your guys' question, and I really do apologize for that. But I do want to get back to making this series more routinely and more regularly, so I'm excited to be here today with another episode. Today we've got some really exciting LEGO questions to dive into, and I cannot wait to answer them here in a couple seconds. Alright guys, so the first question for today is coming from SFS Tips. AskBrick, do you have a plan for your LEGO collection or YouTube channel for the future in the, say, like 10 years in the future? That's a great question. No, I have not thought that far ahead yet. I feel like a lot of time before I need to start thinking that far ahead. Honestly, like ideally I'll still be, a LEGO collector. I'll still be a LEGO fan. Whether or not I'm still doing YouTube in 10 years, I think it's really gonna, be up in the air and see. Obviously 10 years in the future, I'd be like 33, holy crap. I'd be like 33, by that time hopefully I'll be a dad, hopefully I'll have a family of my own, hopefully I'll be able to share like my passion for LEGO with my kids, like that's obviously the goal, the end goal ultimately. But at the end of the day, like the YouTube channel really is up in the air. I like to think of this as taking it day by day. Do I have any future plans within the next year to start my YouTube channel? No. Do I have it in the next 2 years? No. 3 years and beyond? I don't want to look that far just because I don't really know. Like I might get an incredible opportunity to do work. I might do something like that, and something where having a YouTube channel, for example, may be a burden. I don't know, even like with the LEGO collection, like obviously I want to keep growing my LEGO collection. I don't know, by the time I'm like 45, 50, like if I had a whole basement dedicated to LEGO, I'm 80 years old with an entire basement dedicated to LEGO, that would be ideal. Like I would love that and, have my family and stuff like that kind of, love the hobby with me. But it's hard to project where you'll be in like 5-10 years, because if in like 3 years, say, I was offered an incredible job in Europe, I might not ship my entire LEGO collection to Europe unless I was planning to like relocate there forever, because it would be so expensive to ship it. But maybe if I'm going to go there forever, I'll do it. Maybe if it's just for 5 years or so, I might pack up the LEGO collection and not touch it for a few years. Like it's really hard to say, but for the foreseeable future, I have absolutely no plans to stop my YouTube channel. I have no plans to stop collecting or even change how I'm doing it. I'm planning to keep it just like it is. However, beyond that, in the future, it's really hard to tell, and I'll have to play it year by year and, do whatever's best for me at the time, whether I have a family by that time, do what's best for them, and really consider a lot of factors in that. But yeah, that is the answer. That's the long answer, is no, there's currently no plans for the future. Francis Basin Lego City Star Wars fan asked, AskBrick, what do you think life would be like if LEGO doesn't exist? And I think I've answered a question similar to this before, like what would I do if I didn't have my LEGO collection? For starters, I'd have a lot more money, that's for sure. This room was very expensive. This apartment I live in, because I want the LEGO room, is very expensive. So if I didn't have to pay so much extra money each month in rent just to have this room, I would, be saving like $1,000 a month, which would really add up, and, I would have more money, long story short. But jokes aside, even though that's not a joke, I think about that. Jokes aside, I don't know where I would be, because I feel like I have a lot of free time, which I get to fill with my YouTube channel, and I get to build LEGO, and I have a hobby. And if I did have that free time, but nothing to fill it with, I don't know what I would do with the time. Like right now, if I have some free time, like in the evening, say I have nothing on that evening, I can come in here in my LEGO room and spend the entire evening and still have a to-do list by the time I'm done. But if I didn't have a hobby or didn't have something like this, like if I had a free weekday or like 3 in a row like I am now, like what would I do with that time? I honestly don't know. Like my friends video game, all play video games. So I guess like I don't think I'd ever play video games, but I guess that would be something I would maybe consider. Like, I see a lot of friends and I have a very active social life, even with the YouTube channel. So I don't think I'd want to see like people every single night, or I just get sick of people. But like, yeah, like I have a lot of, with my free time now, I get to fill it with LEGO and fill it with the hobby. And if I didn't have LEGO in the hobby, I don't know what I would do at that time, and that thought scares me. And it's funny, like my friends who don't know I do LEGO ask me what I do in my free time, and I'm like, oh, here are things here and there. It's like, no, I'm running a business, I'm doing a YouTube channel, all that stuff. But like in my head, I'm just like, yeah, like things here and there. I go to the gym, I guess. Like, I don't know. I really don't know what I would do with all that free time. And yeah, if LEGO didn't exist, I would have way more of it than I would know what to do with, even though I'd have money. So maybe I'd travel more. I don't really know. And I probably would have come up with a different hobby or something like that. But I think hobbies are good, and I think it's good to have a hobby, and I probably would have found something a little different if it wasn't Lego, but who really knows? Because luckily I don't have to live in a world where Lego doesn't exist. Chris Turner asked, do you have the original Galaxy Explorer set? And he's referring to like the original 1980s model of the set that I reviewed a few weeks ago now, or maybe a month ago. Kind of. So fun fact, and I'd love to be able to do the video about this, but my grandparents, so my nanny and grandpa, had a ton of Lego for us as kids when we grew up because it was like my dad and his brother, so my uncle's Lego, and they had a ton of classic space sets. So I grew up playing with the classic space sets because I had their Lego collection that we would tear apart, rebuild, tear apart, and like build our own spaceships, build our own MOCs. Like that was when we went to their house. We loved playing with Lego. And they actually did have the original Galaxy Explorer set. I do remember having that set as a kid to play with. It is long torn apart and in a million pieces by now, but my uncle definitely had that set, and it was definitely at my grandparents' house. Next time I go there, I might just peek into the toy closet and see if I can find the instructions still. I know for sure that they definitely had that set because I remember having it with it opening, the back opening up and stuff like that. So if I'm able to find the instructions, I'll probably share it or make a video about it or something like that. I probably wouldn't be able to rebuild it just because we played with that Lego a lot. Like it is in rough shape. Like my grandparents actually asked me if I wanted it, and I told them just to keep it, not get rid of it. If you're gonna get rid of it, like give it to me, but just keep it because it's in really rough shape. I don't think I could really integrate a lot of it into my Lego collection, and I just felt like I'd rather have them have it at their house for any other future kids that maybe come over and they get to play with it just like we did. But like I told them, like if you do go get rid of it, like I will take it for sure and I'll sort through it and try and do what I can, but it's in pretty rough shape. Like it got a lot of wear and tear and a lot, like it's Lego, it's supposed to have a lot of play, but we played with that really heavily. So if I ever do get a chance to go, I may try and rebuild it. I might just try and even find the instruction manuals or something like that. But yes, I wouldn't say I do because it's not built or anything like that, but I definitely did have the original Galaxy Explorer set at my disposal to play with while growing up. This next question has been asked by too many people on my YouTube channel that I can really count, and that is, do you know what happened to the Papimax storage drawers? For those of you who don't know, Papimax storage bins are the storage bins I actually use here in my Lego room to store a majority of my Lego parts. They are from this company called Papimax that I made a video with them probably back in 2018 now, where we completely converted and transferred all my Lego parts from my existing storage that wasn't working for me to the Papimax solution. That video at the time was one of the most exciting ones that I think I've ever made. It was a very big investment, both from Papimax, who provided a lot of the storage containers for free, as well as myself, who had to pay for a couple of them myself, pay for shipping, which was very expensive, as well as pay all the duties and taxes to get them across the border and actually go to America to pick them up and bring them across manually just to save like that much more. So it was a significant investment from both parties, and I absolutely love the drawer systems. I think they're amazing. I've talked about them many times since, and even though they gave some of them for free and I paid for some of them, like it was such a good product, such a good promotion. And that video is still very popular on my YouTube channel. People still watch that. People still comment and ask questions about it. And unfortunately, it looks like Papimax is no longer in business. They disconnected their website. They haven't posted anything on social media in a really long time. I do still have the contact at Papimax, and I might actually reach out to see what's going on with them because they were a really good product, and like people really liked them. They were a little pricier. You got 8 drawers. I think it was $100 or something like that, but it was really worth it. Like it was, I love them. I think they were really great storage solutions, and I had so much fun making the videos and working with them on that project. So it is a shame that they don't seem to be in business any longer. Like it was a really good product. But if you look on Reddit, people are posting alternatives. People did find like the same product that it's made in China. You can just import it directly from them and stuff like that. But Papimax was a really awesome business that I'm disappointed that they are no longer around anymore because it was great. And I'm really glad that I have a lot of Papimax storage drawers, but that also defeats, I was actually going to reach out to them sometime in the future and see if we could do another collaboration or something like that, because I would love to expand my Papimax storage. Because when I made it at first, I had more drawers than parts, and now a couple years later, working at the Lego store later, I have way more parts than I do Papimax storage drawers. It is overflowing everywhere. So it would be really great to grab a few more and to really expand that. But yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like Papimax, the brand, is around anymore. Chenny Lee asked this question on one of my Will It Float videos. Why did he say pirate ship instead of Destiny's Bounty by Ninjago? That's a really great question, and the answer is I just made a mistake. I got roasted for that when I uploaded that video in 2019. The Destiny's Bounty is not a pirate ship. It is, nope, that's very, very wrong. It is not a pirate ship. You guys will really have to forgive me. I have never watched Ninjago. I went to the theater and saw the movie once and one time only, and I've never watched an episode. I've never even watched probably a Ninjago review here on YouTube. I should have known that the set was called, I did know the set was called Destiny's Bounty. I knew the name of the set, but I didn't know it was not a pirate ship. I didn't watch the movie. Like, I barely paid attention. It was so long ago. I watched the movie in 2017? 2017 is when I watched the movie. Like, that was a long time ago, like 2 years after I made that video where I made such a grave error. But I just genuinely didn't realize, like, it was not a pirate ship. I didn't think about it beyond being like, hey guys, this is a pirate ship I'm gonna throw in the pool while all my neighbors were watching me film Lego videos. I just totally made a mistake. It was an error. I've made mistakes before on those videos. I've said like blue boat. No, how did I say it? Blue bloat instead of blue boat. I called it a pirate ship. There's been a few different things that I called the Lego friends the drug boat. Yeah, I did those things and people were not, they called me out on all of them. Blue boat actually was so bad, or blue bloat. I actually had to use the word bloat as a negative word, or like an inappropriate word on my YouTube channel. So anytime somebody commented that, it would take the comment away. Because it's like, stop it, I made him an error, like, I'm sorry. But yeah, no, that was totally just an error. I said that by mistake. I deeply, wholeheartedly regret it. To any Ninjago fans out there, I am so sorry for the pain and suffering that I have caused you guys. It is inexcusable, and I will do better, and I will try harder. I'm so sorry. Anyway, back to the next question from AskBrick. This one is from Antonio777XX. Will you test out the LEGO Titanic to see if it will float? I would love to test out the LEGO Titanic someday to see if it will float. I think that is an incredible set. It looks like so much fun. I think it would be really, really awesome to test that out. And I think that would have to be a video on itself. Like, I don't think I could really combine that because that's going to outdo everything. Unfortunately, the Titanic is very, very expensive, and it just has not been in my means yet this last year to purchase it since it came out. It is one set that I really, really want to buy, and I plan on buying it before it is retired. I do want to own that set in my collection someday. But like, now they've also just released the Eiffel Tower, which I also really want that set. So I'm going to have to pick and choose maybe which one I'm going to get, or talk to some friends and get some help or something like that, because it's a great set. It is just so expensive, and plus it's been out of stock for a little while now. So it's been like, it was not in stock in the summer when I went to film that video, but maybe next summer, by that time, I'll have saved up enough to actually go and splurge on that set for myself or something like that, because yeah, that would be really, really fun to get, and I would love to test that out, and I think it would be absolutely incredible, but it's just so expensive, so it hasn't been in the cards right now. But anyway, guys, that's actually going to be the end of today's episode of AskBrick. I've answered so many questions here for the first time, and I've got a few more, but I'm going to save that, and I'm going to hold myself accountable to making another video in the future. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of AskBrick. If you guys do have questions, please leave them down in the comments below, and of course, don't forget to stay tuned for the next episode here on my YouTube channel. Thanks again, guys, so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and of course, subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you here in the next video.